people can see me. So anyway, listen, I just want to talk to you guys about the markets, the market conditions, and what's been going on. And I'm Uncle P, in case you didn't know. So what's happening is that the markets are very, very choppy, and they have been choppy for a minute due to all the tariffs and everything else. But I got to say, man, we've been tearing them markets up. We really slapped them hard today, thank God. But if you're trading in the markets and you're having a tough time, don't always be in a rush to just dump your strategy thinking that you did something wrong. Maybe it wasn't, this or that and the third, and you're going through 20 or 30 different strategies trying to find out which one is going to work and this and that. Sometimes it's just consistency, consistency. Because once you get done, you'll find out, okay, the markets are going to have volatile times, which, by the way, again, I kind of tell you guys ahead of time which ones are going to be volatile, because on Sundays I do videos for you guys telling you, hey, well, look out for this news event. Like, for an example, the market spiked today, but it should not have been anything that you guys didn't anticipate, because I had told you on Sunday that ISM manufacturing numbers were coming up. But the point is that one of the things that's really, really tough when you're having a tough time trading in the markets, a lot of times what you end up doing, you keep trying to dump this strategy, dump this indicator. It typically was working, but now it doesn't seem to be working, and this and that, and you're jumping like you hooping through back and forth through all these different strategies. You're getting frustrated, cussing everybody out, going dumb on everybody. But truth be told, what people in this industry, including me, have to remember is that we are trading in a business that never is the same every day. That's the bottom line. The markets are going to be tripping every day. They're never the same. Your job, you can go to it, you got to show up at 9 o'clock, get off at 5 o'clock, whatever your time is, okay? You know that is consistent. When you get there, you know exactly what you need to do. In the markets, they are never the same. And why aren't they the same? The reason why they're not the same is because their markets are always reacting to daily news events, all the time. Whatever is going on in the world, it will react to it. And so therefore, I'm just going to give you guys this little tip. The best thing to do to try to figure things out is start on the 1 hour or 4 hour time frame and just draw you some trend lines, parallel lines. That's one of the best. And create a channel on whichever, futures, commodity, indice, whatever you're trying to trade. What you want to do is draw some parallel lines and watch the price action bounce in between those lines, so you can kind of get your bearings on where the trend is actually going. And so therefore, even within its volatility, it's still jumping within some kind of range. The range can either be sloping downward, it can be sloping upwards, or it's going to be sloping sideways. That's the only three slopes that it does, okay? No matter what the market is doing, it's going to slope in a downward pattern, upward pattern, or sideways. Now, the only way you're going to be able to recognize it, you're not going to, hear me good, you are not going to be able to recognize those patterns very easily if you're trading on lower time frames like the 5 minute and the 1 minute. I know everybody and mama want to jump down there, but the bottom line is the smart traders, they will go out to a higher time frame first, draw up these channels that I'm trying to tell you guys to do, so you can get a sense of bearing. In fact, I'm connected to a person I know, they scalp very, very quickly. They scalp professionally, okay? Been doing it for years. But they trade off the 1 minute or 5 minute themselves. But what they will do is they will go up to the 15 minute. Okay, and they would draw out their lines, okay, just to get their bearings to understand where is this market generally going. So if it pops, jumps, acts crazy, it's going to typically act crazy within that boundary lines, and therefore it doesn't seem so sporadic and out of control. Now, does this guarantee that you're going to win every trade? No, because it depends on the news event that comes out. Whatever news event that comes out, it can make the market spike huge out of the boundaries, and then it'll come and drop right back in those boundaries. So when the market spikes outside those boundaries, yeah, sometimes you're going to lose a trade here or there. That's okay. You're not going to win every trade. This is a crazy business. This is why, to be honest with you, if you haven't been doing this for years, you're really going to be struggling in the beginning, because it takes time for you to identify what this market is doing. It's like being in a relationship. okay? So when you're in a relationship with a person that you just met, okay, you think you know them, and this is why people get divorced all the time. I thought I knew them, but they changed. No, they was always this person, but you just didn't know all the facets, because when you first met them, they was cute. But then when you moved in with them, you start to realize, oh, they fart and they sleep, you know? Oh, he lift the toilet. Oh, he pee stains on the toilet, okay? That's my accountant. I got to call her right back. Anyway, so all these different things you begin to identify and say, okay, now I didn't know you was like this. And so it takes time for you to get to know this person who you say you love and want to be in a relationship with. It just takes time. So it's no different with the market. It takes time for you to identify when it's acting schizophrenic. It takes time to identify where these little tops and bottoms and these angles, these slopes, how do I identify? Well, I'm trying to give you guys that tip. Don't try to mark them up off this little 1 minute and 5 minute time frame like y'all keep trying to do. Unless you're a professional, you shouldn't be doing that, because it's like me trying to tell you this, and I'm trying to teach you how to trade like this. See, you like, hey, bro, back up, back up, back up. See, back up. You too close. That's the way y'all trading. Everybody and mama in the retail space wants to trade like this, and you don't know what you're doing. That's why I keep asking you guys, and I've been asking this question for years. People been on my back, oh, he a scammer, he did some. You can say whatever you want, but nobody has refuted the fact of what I've been saying. And I've been on this channel since 2019. For years, I've been teaching. So here's the truth. What institution scalps? What bank scalps? None of them. So unless you have spent years crafting, sticking to your craft of trading on a scalping level, it's hard for you to master the charts. And that's why you're so frustrated, because you have no idea where it's going. But if you stretch out from a higher time frame, mark up your little parallel lines, and create the channel so you can identify, okay, I can kind of see where this thing is going. It made absolutely no sense to me what it was doing on the 1 minute and 5 minute, but the moment I went out to the 1 hour and drew, or 4 hour, and drew out them parallel lines, now I can see exactly where it's typically trying to go. Either it's sloping up or it's sloping down. And then when I go back to the 1 minute or 5 minute, now I know what direction to take the trade. So if the slope on the 1 hour is heading this way, but on the 1 minute or 5 minute it's pointing upward, yeah, can you trade it? Of course you can. But is there a chance you're going to get your face slapped off? Of course. Okay? Why? Because you understand the slope on the 1 hour or 4 hour is heading downward. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay? I've been trying to teach you guys this for years. This is the only way you're ever going to get your bearings on this market. You cannot get your bearings when you're too close up on it. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care who want to dislike me, whatever. You can dislike me, but them charts is still going to be exactly what I said. I've been doing this for years. For years. So for an example, for my Asian session group, because, we switched to me sending out Telegram channel signals trades, which are day trades, because, we were meeting in the evening and people was getting off work. Like, I'm sitting up in this freaking traffic. This ain't me. I can't stand sitting in traffic. And that's why I'm shooting this video, talking to y'all, educating y'all while I'm sitting in traffic. So the point is, when people get off work and then they have to go home and situate the kids and cook dinner and everything else, and then try to go to the Asian session, it just wasn't working. So I started doing the Telegram channel. So we've been slapping this market around pretty well. However, this morning we lost on a trade because ISM manufacturing, but the good news is I told them in advance. I say, guys, I know news is going to come out, so go real soft on this. And, hopefully everybody did. However, once that news event passed by, man, I sent out another trade, and that thing was straight up fire. Bow, bow, bow. We slapped it. Oh, we slapped that market good this morning. Slapped it good. Why? Because even on the small, and by the way, the one that actually lost, by the way, if you're in my Asian session group, go check the channel. You know what trade I'm talking about, okay? On 6J. 6J spiked up, but then check what happened afterwards. That thing dropped like a freaking rock. So why am I explaining it like this? Because even though I lost the trade, it wasn't due to my analysis. It was due to the ISM manufacturing numbers that spiked the entire market. And There was another report that came out, which is the ADP. ADP jobs report is a precursor to Friday's numbers. And by the way, for everybody watching now and those who's going to be watching later, Friday, I'm telling you in advance, you're going to get slapped around if you're new to the markets. Why? Because NFP is on Friday, non-farm payroll. There's going to be another news spike, okay? So typically, either trade extremely light or don't trade at all. But the point is, because I understood where the market was going to go, even though we lost that little trade in the morning, that light position, as soon as the market calmed down and got back in rhythm, I knew where it was going to go. I sent out another trade and bam, we slapped that market. Slapped the mess out that market. Just ba-bow, pimp slapped you. Why? Because I know where you're going. I know where you're going. Well, how did I know where you were going? Because I marked it off from the 4 hour, and then I marked it off on the 1 hour. Then you go down to the lower time frame, and boy, I'm just waiting, and then slap that market. We all ate good. Boy, we were burping. We was burping in the futures market, killing it. Okay. Well, this is YouTube. I can't say killing it. They be trying to ban folks for that. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I got to call my accountant. My accountant just called me. I got to call her back. So hopefully this was helpful. For those who's watching, thank you for watching. For those who will watch this later, praise God. Thank you for tuning in. But either way it goes, guys, if you want to be part of my channel, part of my Telegram group or the agent session, just go to futrix.com, futtrix.com, or if you want to trade in a scalping session with a real professional to learn how to do that, then you're going to join the New York session with Miss Jenny, okay? If you just want to be copying on our trades, then just go to supereasycopycat.com, okay? But this video really wasn't about that. It was just to try to talk to y'all while I'm sitting in this sick and tired traffic. I can't, oh Lord, I don't know how y'all do this every day. So I just wanted to educate you guys and give you a little tip of why some professional scalpers are so good at what they do, while the majority, 80 to 90% of the people who come into this arena are failing as scalpers. You can understand why they're failing, okay? All right, you guys, peace and air grease.